Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am going to be talking about Austin City Limits Music Festival 2021. We're going to be diving into the lineup and some things to know about the festival. For those that don't know me, my name is Ada. I'm a music festival content creator, and this will be my fourth time attending Austin City Limits. It is my absolute favorite time of year to be in the city. I live here in Austin, Texas, and this was one of my first festivals when I first moved here, and I'm just so excited to be going back. It is the most chill, low-key, amazing festival right here in Austin, and so I'm really happy to be going back. And I wanted to talk about the lineup this year and give you guys some recommendations and artists I'm most excited to see, as well as some tips in case you have never been to the festival. I have some other ACL content on my channel that I'll be linking up here throughout this video. Since this will be my fourth year going, I do have some content already on my channel. However, if you have more questions, feel free to comment it down below. I will do a video before the festival that'll go over the sets I will be at, as well as any other know before you go tips that you need to know. I will also be putting out a video on things to do in Austin, Texas. I have compiled 4 years of things to do, and so I will finally be putting something together in case this will be your first time attending Austin City Limits or visiting Austin in general. Just gonna give you guys some places to go, places to check out, that way you can enjoy the amazing city that Austin is. And so without further ado, let's get into the video. If you do like today's video, feel free to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button to vibe with me. So kicking it off just with some quick tips for before the festival, I was getting questions about the weather. And so with the weather, it has been very different. And so Austin City Limits is going to be the first 2 weekends of October. And back in 2019, the first weekend had record high temps, but then the second weekend had record low temperatures. In 2019, I went during weekend 2 and it was freezing the first day. Like, I was wearing a fuzzy jacket and everything. Like, it was 30 to 40 degrees, I want to say. And it was so unlike Austin for that to happen. And so that was absolutely crazy. And then the next day was more like fall weather. And then the Sunday was more like summer weather. So in one weekend of Austin City Limits, we experienced all 4 seasons, and it was just crazy for that to happen. So I definitely will say keep an eye out on the weather. I have been to other years of Austin City Limits where it was definitely a lot more hot. So wear things that have more breathability in it, that you can be more comfortable in, and allow for you to just kind of like be able to sweat in, if I'm being honest, just because it can get really hot. Something I also always bring is just a fan. That helps a lot. There are some shaded areas at Austin City Limits, but just in case you are wanting to be at a set, it could always help just to have a fan, and also, you know, have a hydration backpack or water bottle or something like that to keep cool. But I would just definitely keep an eye on the weather beforehand and maybe pack some options. I know I had friends come in town for Austin City Limits and they had nothing for warmth, and so they had to borrow stuff from me. So just definitely keep an eye out on the weather, but it could be very bipolar. I think last year this time in October, it was actually pretty warm. So we'll definitely see how it pans out for Austin City Limits this year. So if you have never been to Austin City Limits before, just so you know kind of where it is at within the city. And so we have downtown, and then right south of downtown, like the southwest corner of downtown, is Zilker Park. And so that is where ACL is at. And so there's definitely a challenge with getting to it. There's only like 2 routes to actually get to this festival, if I'm being honest. And so something I'm definitely going to recommend is if you have to do ride shares, to maybe reserve your ride share ahead of time. Having a ride share secured maybe through a reservation or something will definitely help you from not having to pay surge charges, and also help you from, you know, when you're trying to leave at the same time as everyone else. I always recommend to people to leave at least 15 to 20 minutes before the headliner finishes, especially if you don't love the headliner, just because that will give you a head start getting out of there and getting ahead on the traffic. There are a couple of entrances and exits out of Austin City Limits. I always go through the north exit just because it is the less trafficked one. Everyone's always coming in from the southeast and southwest entrance. So if you take a look at the map, I'll put it up here. Definitely try and enter from the north one because that is a less trafficked one. And you can also do ride shares a lot easier through that entrance and exit. So maybe something to think about with that as well. If you haven't booked where to stay, I definitely think you should do that probably today as you're watching this video. I have heard from my friends that the prices are definitely going up. I do have friends that are staying more towards UT, so that is more towards the north, which I actually think would be better because then you have quicker access to the north entrance that I'm talking about. I live down south, and so we definitely are going to have a quick, easy access to the north entrance because I'm right off of Mopac. Those are for people that know that. And so I know a lot of other people tend to stay south. That is a really good option. You might just have some issues with traffic getting to that south entrance. So those are just some things to think about. However, I love being down south. Being south is like where South Congress is. There's lots of fun things to do, and you're a lot closer to downtown compared to if you were to stay up north. If those are some areas you want to be at, you know, South Congress, South First, South Lamar, those could all be really good areas to stay at. The last thing I'll touch on for some before you get there tips on is what to wear. I have a couple videos on this, so I will link them up here. The only thing I really will say is just wear comfortable shoes on top of wearing things that you most likely need to sweat in and feel comfortable in. Zilker Park is pretty big. There is a lot of walking, so I would just wear some shoes that are broken in and that you can dance and walk in all night long. As for during the festival tips, so some of the things that I always recommend, there is so much to see and do at ACL. There's so many little activations and things like that to check out. So I definitely recommend when you get there, definitely get a lay of the land and see all the things that there are to do. Definitely stay hydrated. So whether you need to bring a reusable water bottle or a hydration backpack or something like that to stay hydrated, I highly recommend it. A lot of people also bring fans and spray bottles and things like that to keep cool. I'll also recommend checking the bag policy beforehand. I don't know what it is at this point, so make sure you just have an idea of what that bag policy is beforehand. And then finally, try the yummy food. The food is so good at ACL, and it's all kind of local vendors except for a couple here and there that are more national vendors, but I love the food at ACL, so I always tell everyone, try the food because it's so good.
Giving the food tour.
Happy Chicks has chicken tenders. Chick Treats has cookies. Like, I don't know what else I need. I'm DoorDash anything that I wanted.
Are you in heaven, Ryan?
I'm in heaven.
Good. Don't know if they've announced any after parties just yet. However, there are lots of fun and amazing venues and places to go out to after ACL is done. I prefer to go out to West 6 or Rainy Street. That's typically where I go out. You will not catch me at Dirty 6 unless I have friends in town, but that's few and far between. I also like going out on the east side. That is a little bit more casual. I will have that video out about things to do in Austin, Texas that'll be coming out soon. However, off the top of my head, if you were to go to West, I like Dogwood over there. I like Kung Fu. Greenlight's pretty fun. The Ranch is also, you know, somewhere that a lot of people go. So those are typically the ones I go to on West. Out on Rainy, I like Reina. I also like Container Bar, Eisenhower's. Bangers for brunch on Sunday is always really good. Get there early if you want to go there. And then on the east side, we've gone to a couple places like Whistler's is really good. I've heard Austin Den is another fun little dive bar. Those are just the ones that come to mind, but I will have that video out that'll be a little bit more concise. Oh, also Coconut Club and Neon Grotto are really great downtown as well. So let's talk about the lineup. So this lineup, I was actually pretty excited about it. I'm always excited about the ACL lineup just because there's always just such diversity on it. It's just, you know, I just always get really happy about it. There have been some changes on this. Like, for example, DaBaby is not on this lineup anymore, but this is the lineup I have. I also recorded this before DaBaby got replaced, and also Stevie Nicks announced that she's no longer going to be there. So now Tyler, the Creator, is replacing DaBaby, which I'm pretty hyped about. Very excited about that. And then Duran Duran is replacing Stevie Nicks, which could be kind of fun. So we'll see how it turns out. So we'll talk about it. So we have the main headliners through here. And so some of the questions that always happens with this lineup is like, who's on weekend 1? Who's on weekend 2? And so all the headliners will be on both weekends. And then any time that there is someone that's only on weekend 1, you will see it say weekend 1 right next to it, like a little W1, or it'll say W2 for weekend 2. If it doesn't have that next to it, then that artist will be there both weekends. And so we got the headliners here. Something I will also say, they did come out with the daily lineups too. What always tends to happen is they will put two headliners that are kind of complete opposites of each other on the two main stages. And so for example, I think the first main stage is American Express. The other one's usually like Honda, I want to say. Okay, so I actually have the lineup where it's broken out by day, so I'll go through that because this makes a lot more sense compared to the one I had on my computer. So with this lineup that they have, so for example, on Friday we got George Strait, and then we have Miley Cyrus. Those are the two main headliners. So George Strait is probably going to be at American Express because he's going to have the whole downtown view behind him. Miley Cyrus is going to be on the other side of the venue at the Honda stage or whatever that stage is going to be called. So that's just really to help with like, you know, crowd control and stuff like that. So you can kind of already know. If you're a George Strait fan, you're going to be at that stage. If you're Miley, you're going to be at that stage. If you want to see both of them, you definitely could catch both of them because it's a pretty not too far of a walk. I'd say it's like a 10-minute walk, if that. So you definitely can catch both of them. I've talked about it with Lollapalooza. They do the same thing at Lollapalooza where the two main headliners are at opposite ends. Lollapalooza is a lot bigger than ACL, so it'd be really hard to catch both of them. But at ACL, that walk really isn't that bad if you wanted to see both of them. For Friday, we got George Strait. Classic country artist, I want to say. A lot of people are going to come for me for that, but a lot of people are coming to see George Strait. Chase's dad was pretty excited about that. I don't know if we're going to see George Strait because I'm going to probably be at Miley. I would love to see Miley. I did see Hannah Montana back when she was Hannah Montana, and so I'd kind of be down to see Miley. I'm kind of here for it, so we'll probably be over there. I'm going weekend one, so I'm going to mainly talk about the artists I'm excited to see for weekend one because I will not be at weekend two. Meg Thee Stallion on here, definitely will be going to see my girl Meg. We love her. She was supposed to play at ACL 2019 and she had some flight issues, so excited to get the chance to see her again. Machine Gun Kelly's on here. I've never seen him before. I also don't think I've ever listened to his music, but I would be kind of interested to see what all the hype is about. Using these multi-genre festivals allows me to see these artists because I normally wouldn't go pay for their concert shows, so that's something that I always do with ACL and like Coachella and Lollapalooza. Moving on here, this was also really funny. Lane 8 is one of my favorite artists like of all time. My boyfriend, when the day lineup came out, he was like, babe, Lane 8's only playing weekend 2 now, like what's going on? And like we had nearly a panic attack. He's playing on Friday weekend 2, but then on Sunday weekend 1, so we had like a little bit of a panic, but now we're good. He's playing weekend 1 on Sunday, so really glad I get to see him. But we just thought that was funny. So Lane 8's gonna play on Friday weekend 2. If you are going on weekend 2, I highly recommend you check him out because he's my favorite. Really great deep house melodic, just beautifulness, honestly. Phineas, I'm definitely checking out Phineas because he is Billie Eilish's brother. I think he's insanely talented as a producer and an artist himself, so I would love to see him perform. I would definitely want to check out Chet Faker. Don't know Dermot Kennedy or Tanya Tucker. Some of these names I don't know. I'm gonna have to do some exploring on here. Oh, Jaden's on here from TikTok. I only really want to see like Miley Cyrus, Meg Thee Stallion, Machine Gun Kelly, Phineas, Chet Faker. Yeah, so Friday looks like it's going to be a lot more exploring for me because I don't know too many of the other names on here, which is fine by me. Can do some more exploring. Also, Friday is a little bit harder since like people are waiting to get off work and stuff. So Friday will be a lot more easygoing, I feel like, so we can prepare for Saturday and Sunday. So Saturday, we got our main headliners, Billie Eilish and Rufus Du Sol, which I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty upset about because I know they're gonna conflict. So hopefully maybe Billie will start earlier or Rufus will start earlier and end earlier. That way I can catch Billie. Sometimes they offset the set times like that, so we'll see about that. Definitely want to see Doja Cat. I love her. Would love to see her. Modest Mouse was definitely one Chase wanted to see, so we'll probably check him out. Never seen Jack Harlow. I'd be interested to see him. Alice in Wonderland is back. I saw Alice in Wonderland at my first ACL back in 2017. Same thing with Rufus Du Sol, so I'm very excited that I get to see both of them and they'll be in the same day. Really want to check out Dayglow. I need to dive into the rest of this. I've heard Goth Babe from someone. Also on weekend 2, you definitely have to go check out LPGOB. She's gonna bring such amazing vibes. I'm so sad she's not playing weekend 1. She is also lives in Austin, so I've like been kind of on the hunt to be friends with her. You know what I mean? But she's playing weekend 2. She's going to be absolutely amazing. Piano house queen that also just brings the funk and psychedelic kind of vibe. So definitely recommend you check her out if you have not seen LPGOB and you're going weekend 2. Also, if you guys have any recommendations, definitely let me know. Like I said, I need to dive in a little bit more because I only seem to know the top artists here. Then on Sunday, we got Stevie Nicks. We got Mama Stevie Nicks. Like, Mama Witch. No, I'm kidding. I am so excited to see her. Like, Chase knows how excited because I just love, obviously, the song Dreams, but I love Fleetwood Mac and I love Stevie Nicks' voice. So I'm curious who they're going to replace DaBaby with. We'll definitely see how that turns out. And then I also would like to check out St. Vincent. I would like to see Mark Rebelli hit because I think that would be fun. Maddion is definitely on my list to see. I haven't seen Maddion in so long. Lane 8. Oh, I'm going to love Sunday. Sunday's going to be such a vibe because we got Stevie Nicks, we got Maddion, we got Lane 8, we got Chris Lake, we got Tierra Whack, we also got Channel Trace, we got Tate McRae. Oh my goodness. Okay, Sunday's like going to be a great day for me, honestly. I'm excited about all the artists on here and just excited to see, you know, what other artists we discover. Obviously, I have some work to do, but in case you don't know who those artists I just named off, I'll say those. So Maddion's more of like a future bass type artist. He's also, you know, really known for being similar to Porter Robinson and having collabs with Porter Robinson. And Maddion's just so great. I still haven't seen his new album tour set. I don't think I have. Oh my God, that's so exciting. Lane 8, like I was talking about, deep house melodic vibes is going to be really interesting at ACL, but I will be there no matter what. Chris Lake, I get a Chris Lake set. This will be my first Chris Lake set since the pandemic, so I'm very much going to be thriving. He was one of the last artists I saw before the pandemic, so all around gonna be great vibes. Tierra Whack, I saw her at ACL 2019. She's such a good performer. Channel Trace, I love so much. Another kind of like your rap, but like EDM, but like... he's like K-Tronada but can sing. I guess is the best way of putting that. Like he kind of has like he has vocal chops and like rapping and like stuff like that. So it's like if K-Tronada could sing is my best way of putting that. Tate McRae is a really amazing vocalist and indie pop artist. I found her through TikTok and she's really incredible. So I'm excited to see her. I just noticed Trixie Mattel was on here for weekend 2. That's very interesting. I wouldn't know what to expect from that. And that's really all I know for the ACL lineup. I do my set times video because what I'll do from now until ACL is dive more into this lineup. And if you guys have any recommendations, definitely let me know. I obviously lean more towards, you know, EDM, some pop here and there, and then also some rap here and there, depending. So definitely let me know who you're most excited to see and who I should check out as well. Let me know if you have any questions about Austin City Limits. I am so excited to be returning back. I can't wait to go back and to have all my friends there. I have so many friends in town. So just feeling very, very excited about it all. So let me know if you have any questions. Like I said, I will be posting a things to do in Austin, Texas video coming out soon. If you want to know when that video comes out, definitely hit that subscribe button to vibe with me. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.